Hello, welcome to another Spirit Island video. Today I'm going to be looking at all the aspects that I've played so far in Nature Incarnate, and I'm going to be ranking them from most fun in the S tier to least fun in the F tier. Now, this is all subjective, of course, and it may change in the future, but if you want to see all of the playthroughs that I did for the aspects, you can click the little information button in the top right, and it will take you to the playlist. But for now, let's have a look at all the aspects and see where I put them. So first up, we've got regrowth for green. I think this is pretty fun. I did enjoy this quite a bit. I think I would play this over base green. So I think I'd put this in B tier for now. This might change depending on what else we draw. Next up, we've got Haven for river. Okay, I did quite like Haven and I expected it, well, to be less fun, to be honest, but it was quite effective, and the Dahan movement was pretty cool. Again, I'm gonna stick to B tier for now, probably ahead of regrowth. Yeah, that seems to make sense. All right, next up, stranded. Oh my gosh, I love this aspect for Mist. I love the spirit before anyway because of the theme and just the feeling of being a mist and just flowing through the island and suffocating invaders. Love it, love it, love it, love it. With the added isolation, this is just top tier, top tier. I think I'm going to put this to S. Top tier aspect for sure. Stranded for Mist. Look who it is. It's Deeps. Okay, this is also top tier. Deeps Ocean is amazing. And it's great for a few reasons. It changes how you think of coastal cards. I know, like, as Ocean, you're always mindful of the coastal cards, but like some of the most fun I've had in Spirit Island has been against Scotland with Ocean's Deeps, because you know that coastal card is coming. And so it's like planning around that, when to drown stuff. And it just feels like it's got such a great momentum to it. Like, first turn, you add one Deeps token, and then next turn it just compounds and you can just repeat the stuff and it just feels great. You can break the board, break the game, and I love that. So Deeps is, I think, 100% my favorite aspect in Nature Incarnate. Absolutely. Maybe I should flip these. Yeah, that makes a bit more sense, doesn't it? Next up, what's this? Warrior. Okay, now this is an aspect again which I do enjoy thematically. It was surprising how much damage I could do with Warrior, because it's a lot of like 1 damage and then 1 damage per Dahan. So I'm going to put this in A tier because I did enjoy it, and I really like the idea of Thunderspeaker being in the army and you can see them move around with the army. I think that's thematically awesome. So I'm going to put that A tier. Sounds good to me. Next up, we've got Unconstrained. This is okay. I don't think I would play it instead of base. So for that reason, I'm probably going to put that in D. I just prefer sort of base Fangs. And it took me a long time to play Fangs, at least competently. And I feel like I definitely went back. I don't know, maybe not quite used to it, but I like the idea of changing into or replacing presence with beasts and just being a bit more like entwined with the beast tokens, it feels like, with base anyway. So I'm going to put that in D tier. Not awful, and I appreciate what they're doing with it, but yeah. Next up, what's this? Lair. Okay, I do not get this aspect at all. It feels painful to lose the fear in that left innate. Feels like I can never get a good lair going. And when I do have a good lair, it's like I can move 1, maybe 2 cities from the coast into my lair. It just doesn't feel amazing. So I don't know. I like the theme, but I don't think I don't think I would play this again instead of base lore. And so it's very different to, say, Deeps and what do you call it, Stranded in that. So I think this goes into D. This goes into D. Lair, I think. Probably like it more than Unconstrained. Right, transforming. Okay, with Wildfire, I actually really like this aspect. Just this extra utility So for getting a power card to gain another power card, I really like that kind of evolving gameplay. Like you can pick up bad cards and it's okay because you can get rid of them. Being able to almost cycle them back into your hand to delay reclaiming is awesome. And the fact that like you can just pair up with another spirit and you can both do this. The extra element is also huge. Blight removal turns it into Badlands is so good with Wildfire. So yeah, replacing cities and towns is a bit cumbersome, but I think it's worth it. I think the upside is worth it. I think I do prefer this more so than base. So I think it's going to have to be an S. It's got to be an S, 100%. Next up, we've got Darkfire. Now this is definitely an improvement for base shadows, right? There's just like no question. You get an extra card, you get extra elements, you can use your innate more, you can keep your presence around more, and oh my god, it's so good. It's a good aspect, and I definitely would play this over base. Yeah, I don't like it as much as transforming, but I think that's S tier for sure. It's fun, it's a good time. Right, next up, Spreading Hostility. Now I actually quite like this. I thought I would hate the lower energy more than I actually did. I actually found that I had plenty of energy anyway. And the extra energy that you start with makes it so you can play Towering Wrath turn 1, which is great for kind of controlling the inlands and making little pockets and stuff. I mean, yeah, you can destroy a town turn 1 in the growth phase, and that's awesome. So I think, yeah, this is A. I think this is A tier. I do enjoy this aspect quite a bit actually. Probably more, about the same. We'll keep Warrior there. Yeah, okay, cool. Next up, Sparking. Oh my gosh, I love Sparking. I do love Sparking. Just getting rid of that really expensive card which deals one damage to each invader is such like a burden lift. It's amazing. And replacing it with just a simple 1 damage add a Badlands. It goes back to deeps, right? Because you have this kind of momentum that you build up when you add tokens. And that's the same. When you can add tokens or Badlands a lot of the time, it just builds up momentum in those big heavy lands. And I love it. And it's got some support as well. You can give miners out, whether that's to yourself or someone else. It's so good. The only thing is I didn't really, at least the game I played, I didn't manage to get this top tier going. That's a lot of fire that you need. But otherwise, I think this is really good. I would definitely play this over base, probably over other aspects with lightning. So yeah, this is S tier. Probably put it ahead of Shadows and Darkfire. Next up, Tangles. Again, this is one that I didn't really expect to enjoy, but I did. I think the shift in moving away from support into more kind of like, this is my own island, I'm just going to deal with this and just not give out support is really cool for green. It's an excuse to not help each other, and that's great. The wilds were okay, could do more damage, but I don't know, I'm not enthused by it. I think regrowth, I think I might like a bit more, but it's still cool, it's still fun. I think B. I think we'll keep it at B for now. Next up, okay, Tactician. I think I do like this one, but it's not my favorite. Definitely less so than Warrior. I like Warrior much more. I think this is like a C. Like this is okay. It's okay for me. I don't know if I'd ever use it again, to be honest. I don't know. I'm undecided, so let's keep it at C. Next up, Violence. I love Violence. Oh my gosh. This is so fun. Just all the card plays you can make and looking at drafts differently just to specifically get those damage cards because you know you can always play them. It's so cool. So this is definitely S tier. Oh my gosh. Violence for Bringer, S tier. Probably, definitely above Darkfire. Probably above Sparking, I think. Right. Locus. I really enjoy this aspect. It broke my brain the first time I played it. But I think I can see the potential in larger games. I can see how, yeah, you could get some ridiculous combos out. Solo, it was fun as well. The extra presence off of your track gets you going quicker, and you can repeat lots of stuff and lots of cards which help you out. I really do enjoy this. I think, yeah, I would play it probably more so than base. Sure, that's kind of like what we're doing here, right? So I think A tier. I think that's pretty fun. Next up, Encircle. It feels really painful to get rid of Ranging Hunt, which is fast damage, for a slow, which deals seemingly less damage, but is a bit more, has more utility. I'm not sure about Encircle. I don't think I would play it over base, but I think I'm willing to give it a go because I like the theme. I like the idea that maybe you're just commanding beasts rather than actually being on the ground and moving. So I'm going to tentatively put it to B because I might enjoy it. I feel like I might eventually. Let's go. Enticing also surprised me. I mean, the extra control is awesome, and I felt like I didn't really miss the fear that I lost from losing that right innate. So I actually do quite like this. Over violence, no way. Like, violence is just like the best time on Bringer for me anyway. So enticing, I think it's another B. I think it's situational. I think against adversaries which benefit using control against, it might be a bit better. So maybe I'll put this at B as well. Maybe C, because I don't think I'd ever play it over violence, really. So, okay, Intensify. I love this idea. It kind of focuses on yourself a bit more as memory, right? So there's less of an incentive to kind of help other players and focus on your own cards, your own drafting, and making them good. Yeah, adding extra Badlands is amazing. And the extra elements allows you to just keep preparing these elemental markers. It's so good. I do like this. I'd definitely play it over base. So it's at least a B. Yeah, I'm going to put that at B. B feels good. Yeah, maybe a bit more than Fangs there. Okay, is this the last card? It could be. No, we've got more. Let's go. Mentor. Okay, another memory aspect. This was a blast when I played it with someone else. It was just constantly giving them cards which I feel like were useful to them. And they just had so many cards. It was ridiculous and I love it. It was a good time. I think this has got to be S tier. I think I wouldn't play memory without it. And it replaces the right innate, which I just find quite awkward to use. So this is, yeah, top tier. Probably more so than, oh, actually, no, these are all very good up here. Oofed. I don't know. And this is the last one. This is Nourishing, last but not least. Nourishing for Earth was definitely a good time, but that wasn't because I was using the innate. Although, to be honest, having more cards, drafting more cards is always going to be more fun, right? I think the extra utility, the extra Dahan Gather and the vitality is awesome. I think I would play this over all the other aspects. So I think this is A. This is A tier. I still find Earth a bit, I don't know, I just find them a bit boring as a spirit and a bit clunky, which I did talk about in the video. But yeah, I guess this is it. This is the tier list. Do I agree with this? I'm just going to quickly go through it. So we've got Warrior, A tier, B tier. These greens I'm not sure about. Yeah, there's no disasters. I suppose, if anything, I think Lair might be F. If I'm being honest, I just don't enjoy it. I wish I understood this aspect. I'm going to give it more goes, but I don't know. There is an interesting game of trying to like managing explorers, I suppose, in the Lair, so it doesn't ravage and then getting more. But I don't get it. We're going to move that to F because that's probably the least favorite aspect that I've tried. And Unconstrained, yeah, it can stay at D. But overall, I feel like this expansion is amazing for aspects. My gosh, you've got so many like amazing aspects that I'm just very happy to play. It's been a blast, honestly, trying them out and just relearning some spirits and just getting new love. I mean, deeps. Oh my gosh. So let me know if you agree with any of these, if there are some outstanding aspects which you feel like could, I mean, I would love you to explain Lair to me, to be honest, because I just don't get it. I suppose for Lair, lore is very strong. Stripping away power, for me, isn't terrible. Like, I really like spreading hostility. I mean, there are some bonuses, absolutely, but it's definitely a nerf to the spirit. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments below. I look forward to reading them. And if you like the video and would like more content like this, feel free to give us a like and a subscribe. Cheers.